A key part of how the capital marks Easter. It brings people of different backgrounds together to remember a story of kindness, love and hope. Hannah Gray, BBC London. Time now for a look at the weather. Here's Thomas.
Hello. Well, the Easter weekend's upon us. We always were expecting some rain, and there definitely are showers in the forecast. You know what? It's not going to be all bad. There will be some sunshine around too. This evening and overnight, there will be a few showers. Some of them could be on the heavy side. It's not going to be cold tomorrow morning. First thing, around 6 a.m, temperatures will be hovering between around 9 and 11 Celsius. And then tomorrow, rather a lot of cloud in the morning. There will be a few showers in the morning too, but come the afternoon, I'm fairly hopeful there'll be some sunshine developing too. In fact, if you're lucky, you might even get some prolonged spells of sunshine, and away for any breeze, it should feel pleasant enough. But look at this. This is the forecast for Sunday. I think Sunday is going to be rather on the cloudy side. Could be some showers, maybe even a crack of thunder. So Sunday is the day where you might encounter a hefty downpour, and those temperatures will hover around 16 degrees Celsius. Let's have a look at the forecast for Monday. More showers on the way.
Not too bad for an Easter bank holiday weekend. Well, that's all from me. I'll be back at 10:30. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye. We're in Miami.
The question is, milkshakes ever so long? 15 people went missing, just disappeared.
Doctor Who continues tomorrow at 7:15 on BBC One and iPlayer.
People Cottage is a lot like our relationship. Constantly working on it.
The last 5 years has just gone bad.
I think you might want another award, babe. Oh, we're stressed. Here we are. Oh, this is us.
Welcome to marriage.
Stacey and Joe continues Tuesday at 8 on BBC One and iPlayer. Blankety Blank is back.
Celebs think like genes, and we've all given up trying to imagine what Gene is thinking.
I wish you luck with that. Did you get these contestants at closing time at the pool?
The new series of Blankety Blank starts tomorrow at 8 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Good evening, this Good Friday night on BBC One. Hope you've had a nice relaxing day. Anthony here live, where we're joining Attenborough and the giant sea monster in half an hour, right after the One Show.
Well, hello and welcome to the One Show live on BBC One and iPlayer. And I'll tell you what, my Good Friday has just gotten even better because Scott Mills is here.
Thank you, Clara. So excited to be here. Very excited. We are on air half an hour earlier. That's how excited I am. But don't worry, we still have the perfect mix of guests to get us into the Easter bank holiday mood.
That's right. Superstar chef Tom Kerridge will be here to tell us why we should all be lighting up the barbecue this weekend, whatever the weather. So fingers crossed he's brought something tasty along, because my Tupperware box is ready.
Well, I hope he has, because there's lots of hungry mouths to feed tonight. We're also being joined by 3 of the stars of Pilgrimage, who have worked up an appetite following their epic 300-kilometre trek through the Alps, exploring what faith means to them.
Yes, Traitors star Harry Clark, comedian and actor Helen Lederer, and journalist Nilofer Hedaya will be here to tell us why they chose to take on such an emotional journey.
And our other guest is talking about going on a very different type of journey. Reverend Richard Coles is going to be here telling us about his new stage show, which lifts the lid on his remarkable career, from pop star to priest to the I'm a Celeb jungle and beyond.
He's really done it all. Plus, we have an Easter treat courtesy of the Teddy Bear ladies from the repair shop, who pull out all the stops to repair a very special family heirloom.
You need to stay tuned to see the big reveal. I promise you it will warm your heart.
And Scott, we've got to talk about Eurovision. The countdown is well and truly on. It's less than 1 month until the grand final. And you, my friend, have got an exclusive announcement.
I do. I'm excited about this. It's our girls Remember Monday who are representing us. They have been grafting hard, as you can see, performing all over Europe. I can exclusively reveal that you'll be able to see their first UK TV performance right here on The One Show on Friday, the 2nd of May. So that is very much the date for your diary if you're a fan.
Yes, we are rooting for them. Lots coming up tonight, and we're starting with a gorgeous film from our resident artist, had a bad day at Monday.
He's been to the National Gallery in London to celebrate the
And this is when he's being tried by Pontius Pilate, and he's eventually condemned to death by crucifixion.
There's a lot of emotion in this. Those sunken eyes of Christ really show the abject sorrow he must have been in.
Although he is the focus of it, really the action is happening in front of him. He can't do anything. So it helps us share in that hopelessness.
The paintings follow Jesus through his final days from condemnation to crucifixion.
This is when Jesus is crucified on the cross and dies.
I just love how the artist Delacroix has been able to capture not only the grossness of what's going on, but the face is totally in shade.
It's almost as if his identity as a human has become overshadowed.
Wow.
He's now a symbol of salvation, a symbol of the Christian faith,
Yeah.
in a way that he perhaps wasn't before.
On the third day after the crucifixion, Jesus' disciples met the resurrected Christ.
We're in this moment where Jesus reveals himself as Jesus. The interactivity, it feels like the hand has reached out and touched you.
Exactly.
And the shock and awe on their faces is so evident.
I love this guy who's just about to stand. Something's about to happen, and he's like, People learned about the resurrection through paintings, but also through what they saw in glass. Churches are full of stories told in light and color. These windows, they don't just decorate the space, they speak. And here in St. Lawrence Jewry Church, there's a piece that truly encapsulates the Easter story.
If you think about what stained glass was originally, it was a way of telling stories from the Bible.
What exactly are we looking at here?
We've got the crucifixion at the bottom, and then we have the ascending Christ above.
It's almost like a butterfly.
It is like a butterfly. I think that's really true.
After decades of sketching and painting, I've only ever made a couple of pieces rooted in faith. Inspired by everything I've seen, I'm going to put pencil to paper and see what comes out. You come into a space like this and you're awestruck. That's how I feel at the moment.
Oh, wow. That's so dramatic. It's a light and it's so gestural.
Then I've decided to insert Jesus into that feeling of darkness, but then he emanates the light, almost like saying, I am the light of the world, I'm resurrected. Art is a kind of faith, and it was faith that gave me the strength to follow my dreams as an artist. So in a way, it's always been there, at the heart of everything that I create.
Thank you so much, Anabanji. What a beautiful film, and obviously beautiful, beautiful work. That sketch was breathtaking.
Okay, it's time to welcome our guests. Traitor star Harry Clark, Emmy Award-winning journalist Elephant and Diet, comedian Helen Lederer, and the one and only Reverend Richard Cole. Now here, this is the perfect Easter sofa.
Truly.
And Richard, not surprisingly, you've come here straight from the church. You can't keep away.
I have. It's been a sort of a bit of dual duty today. So church today, and then one show in the evening. But two conversations, that's nice to be.
It's like about balance, isn't it, Richard?
Yeah.
There we go. Now, Harry, you're just like Helen, lots to talk about because people are obviously looking forward to watching Pilgrimage start this weekend. It sees all three of you and some more friends going on an epic adventure through the air. So before we chat about it, shall we take a look at you in action? Let's do it.
7 celebrities are making an epic pilgrimage. Among them, a pilgrim with mixed heritage.
My father was born into a Jewish family, but I'm told I was christened as a member.
A Muslim who's doing things her own way.
I have been through periods in my life where I didn't lose faith, I gave it up.
And a practicing Catholic. I've been saying, show me a sign. Just let me know you're there, let me know you're there. Funny enough, I'm now going on a pilgrimage.
There you have it. Harry, I'll start with you first. It's really interesting to watch your journey in this because I think watching you in Tracy, we didn't realise how strong your faith is. But you grew up Roman Catholic, so did you go into this journey with an extra bit of confidence or thinking it was going to be quite easy because of your faith?
Yeah, look, I thought it was going to be so easy just because of my whole outlook on life is so simple. I like to think I'm quite a simple guy, you know. I think so simply, and religion the same. It was the same. Speaking simply, and I went on to this show, I was so excited because it didn't have to be that deep. You know, no one can tell you whether you're right, no one can tell you whether you're wrong. But it shocked me how difficult it was, and that's more because seeing the journeys that my pilgrims went through, seeing the pain through their journeys and how they dealt with religion, and I just wanted to give them a piece of me. So yeah, I did find it difficult.
No, but for you, it was the opposite, wasn't it? You talk about your struggles with your own faith. As a journalist, was it kind of difficult to open up with the group?
Absolutely, yeah, but they pried it out of me. They managed to get it out of me. I mean, Harry's infectious sense of humour, Helen's beautiful one-liners, you've got Jeff, you've got Delisa, you've got Steph, we were all in this together. So the journey, it allowed me to open up in ways I wasn't expecting, and every time I found myself closing off, there were a lot of bear hugs as well. There were a lot of group hugs, weren't there? So we just...
So many hugs as a whole.
I know.
I hugged everyone. I hugged every single person. I was hugging.
You did. So we all, I think in a way, it was impossible. It was to kind of keep yourself held up. And also, all that walking, we were exhausted.
Speaking of which, Helen, I wanted to talk to you about the physical side.
Yeah. Oh, to me about the physical.
The physical side.
A natural segue.
Indeed. I mean, it's like we planned it of the challenge. Because it's not exactly a walk in the park, is it?
No, it's not. There's no park there. It's mountains. And I was told to get some special boots, and they do ladies' boots for bunions.
Okay.
It's quite an interesting thing. And then I just love those boots. I'll probably die in those boots because I'm wearing those boots. Well, not today. I should have worn them, but
you're thinking of those boots clearly.
They got me up, they got me down, they got me sideways. Let's not go there.
Did you change boots?
Very good question. All I know is it says ladies' boots for bunions, or bunions boots for ladies. But we should check that, Richard, for you.
But the great thing is they work, so they serve their purpose.
They got me there.
Indeed.
Let's ask you, Nelly. What were the dynamics of the group like? Did you share responsibilities, or were there any slackers?
Great question. There were absolutely no slackers, don't laugh. There were no slackers, I don't think. And do you know what? There was a sense of camaraderie between strangers that I just wasn't expecting, Chris, to be honest. So we started off all kind of like nervous, that nervous energy, and then everyone fell into whoever they wanted to be. And, you know, Jeff was very quiet, sort of the patriarch, if I might say, following us about, being very careful. And he would always kind of circle around, making sure everyone's all right. Helen, with the one-liners, the very, very quick bits of little funny humour,
I didn't want to speak for too long, so I just kept it to one line every hour.
Note taken. Harry, very funny, bouncing about. Deliso was, of course, the pensive one, thoughtful. And Steph, oh my God, what a beacon of light. We loved it. It was amazing.
It's funny you said that because Jeff was the same on Race Across the World. He was very much, the father figure, looking after us all.
I didn't experience him as a father, but maybe I've got a different kind of religion. So the father figure for me is probably higher up in the sky, just doing that.
Management.
Exactly.
As Richard's
The most senior level. And Harry, you describe this experience as better than winning the traitors. That's a big statement.
Yeah, I know. It's a massive statement. I know. It's better in certain ways. I think, look, I'll always be in debt to the traitors, and the traitors is amazing. But that show, I was always in competitive mode. I was always switched on. Funny enough, everyone's got to see me be a traitor. Now you get to see me be a faithful. And I can't wait for everyone to watch this show, because I think watching this show, you'd be able to see why I won the traitors, because I'm just myself, an open book, not scared to say anything or ask anything. And this is what people will see watching the show, so it's amazing.
Putting the faith in faithful.
Yeah, putting faith in faithful. Exactly.
I haven't seen you in Traitors. I only know you as a fellow
That's a good thing.
pilgrim.
Go back.
So I have no idea what the public know.
And now, Helen, you celebrated a milestone during the trek. Did they all make a fuss of you?
Yes, because it was like halfway in, so of course we were best friends by then, in media, and there was a number that I wouldn't have declared in public, but I had to.
It was a big.
It was a big number.
With an O on the end.
It's the biggest number around this group, and probably the whole society. But it was a beautiful occasion. I thought, and I never laughed, but something tickled us. I mean, it's a family show, so we won't say that. We were in a very strange hostel with straw and a fridge that was full of chickens, as you would.
Sure.
And then got some schnapps, which I think pilgrims partake in. Obviously, you had to do it was an allowance. beautiful, and I thought this is the best birthday ever.
Brilliant.
Well, belated birthday. Pilgrimage starts on Sunday 9 p.m. on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Still to come, a heartwarming treat from the repair shop's teddy bear ladies as they restore a very special cuddly toy just in time for Easter.
It's so sweet, we can't wait for you to watch it. But first, Richard, you have been on the road for a tour which sees you reflect on an amazing career. It's packed full of stories, like the time Richard actually got stopped at a service station on the M6 and nearly got knocked over. Check this out.
Look, I'm really, really sorry for the time I thought I just wanted to look at you and oh, it's you. And I went, oh, yeah. He went, but you provided the soundtrack for my youth. And I said, he said, I grew up in the 80s and you played such a... I met my wife to one of your records. We danced to one of your records. It's just so great to meet you.
But there are like
I thought, well, thank you very much. We talked a little bit. Then he said, anyway, I've got to go, so I can't wait to tell my wife. I nearly ran over one of the pet shop boys.
and the complications and
So Richard, you pretty much are like a stand-up comedian. Your time on stage looks very natural to you. But Helen is nodding along and saying it was fun. How does it feel being up on stage and like sharing your stories? Like?
Oh, I shriek in the spotlight.
Hates it.
I mean, I love it. I mean, I started off as a performer. I was a chorister when I was a little boy, so I've always been performing. Vicars are all frustrated performers, not all redeemed performers. And I suppose the two strands of my life, the kind of entertainment stuff and the unregistered stuff, kind of comes together.
The tour's called the Borderline National Trinkets Tour.
Yes.
And someone close to you came up with that.
Yeah, my late husband David. So someone once described me in his hearings a national treasure, and he revised it down. Borderline National Trinket. Thank you, darling. Somehow that stuck.
But that's not how
well, I mean, you toured in the 80s with the Pet Shop. I mean, sorry, the Communards. Well, this tour be just as rock and roll as this one we're seeing here. Look at you on the chrome piano. 1986 this is. Making a reappearance maybe on your tour.
I've seen this in 35 years.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not me singing, that was me on the old Joanna. But I don't want to like Mrs. Mills and Little Richard.
Made it look
Now
fashionable.
we've got to mention your brilliant time on I'm a Celebrity. Get
to
me out
sort
of
of
here.
like have enemies. Like, I don't have time to think about
You
you.
two were like two peas in a pod.
You know, I can be fighting. Somebody could be fighting me and I forget that in the middle
Well,
of
I mean, I
the
thought I might get a bromance after my trip to the Trans and I did, but with a 25-year-old.
This is how it would be, right?
But I mean, we just kind of gothish. She told me things. I still don't understand what they are, and I'm not going to
after a while, I just get into this. I get into the swing of it, right? So then my mind starts thinking about other things. Basically, I literally get bored.
Obviously, your friendship was a joy
That's
to
what I
watch. Now, you've also just taken over
and toxic masculinity and toxic domination for the abusive women in the world.
Which is quite a cool dynamic.
Yeah, it's just adult children.
And I suppose you would call it toxic
Because I
femininity.
mean, both my parents
we
died,
just
and I spent a
won't
lot
go
of my
there.
time thinking, I
We'll
wish I'd
just say
said that, I wish
toxic
I'd had that
domination
conversation.
and
Give
toxic
people a chance
masculinity.
to have the conversation. And that needs a little bit of hosting, because people are sometimes a bit nervous. But it's very moving when it comes up. It's lovely.
Oh, we have dinner, by the way.
Murder Before Evensong.
Today we have
You've done a Richard Osman. It's been made into a drama.
smoked
Yes, I've
paprika
just been on
chicken.
location with that, so we've been filming that, seeing my characters, which just, I mean, I've done 5 books now.
And you can see there it stars Harry Potter's
Parsley,
Has it been strange seeing it come
yellow
to life?
parsley rice.
Well, it has, because, you know, they've lived in my imagination, but now they're walking around in costume and saying the names of places I invented. It hasn't been
And
long
we have plum and cherry
It is
cola.
great. He looks fantastic. And on that note, tickets to Richard's tour, the Borderline National Trinket, excellent name. Salute to your husband. What a great day. Are out now, and there are new episodes of the Apple and the True
I know who made all of this.
In a
Sneaky.
moment, Chef Tom Carriage is going to be here to tell us how to pull off the perfect barbecue.
But first, as promised, we are taking a visit to the repair shop's teddy bear ladies, who
Dinner
present a
roll,
very special Easter themed challenge.
So let's do something funny. I'm not crazy. We're
Most of us can remember a special toy from our childhood.
Did you know at this point the kind of nausea that
For
I
Angie Smith in Winston,
have, my senses are off the charts. So they've given me this wood, and the smell of the actual wood is making me throw up. So even though they think I'm at risk of poking myself, I have to ask them for the metal cutlery. So if people watch my videos And you think, why are you giving somebody like that either in trouble, either, you know, known to be dangerous with knives? Why are you giving him that when you're still trying to have him falsely arrested? And that's what these people are like. They would rather go through 10 million loops to get me not to resist a false arrest, right? By trying to scoop me up with like 8 officers in the middle of the night when no one's looking. For example, they'll know about Glasgow, and they'll know exactly where I am. And never ever will they come to talk to me or come to arrest me. No, they wait till I'm on the street somewhere and then, oh, if we see you, and then say stupid things like, wait, but we need to confirm who you are. I thought you said you knew who I was. Yeah, all this work. And this is what they've been doing. And you're so fucking stupid, dumb, fake officers that are abusing the whole. You're so stupid because you go through all of this. And then it says like, okay, fine. So then I either come with you by force or I go willingly. Either way, we get to the station, you like an idiot. Because you keep telling everybody rumors that I'm mentally ill or have this, I'm in this, and keep forgetting that I'm smart and sharp as fuck. So as soon as I get there, I'm gonna say stuff to put you in prison. I'm gonna say stuff to incriminate you. So stop challenging me. Stop meeting me and challenging me. I'm not attracted to you. I don't want to join your weird subconscious sex game. I said stop challenging me because you're too weak. And I'm too innocent. There's no dirt on me that you can use. So when you take me down or when you attack me, you always have to play dirty. And when you play dirty, I have my detergent. Do you understand?
Okay, Mum. Let's reveal the bunny.
It's like you keep forgetting that the mentally ill thing is your dream and not something that's real. And you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, exposing yourself. The amount of arrests, the amount of time I get released is ridiculous. The amount of times I have heard the same words that you want to use to strike fear into me. I watch you take them back all the time. Some people wonder why am I so confident, because I have made my enemies roll on their stomachs and beg for me to change my mind. I have seen pleading like you will never believe. Oh, please, 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 and I have been indifferent.
So lovely, worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Right, do you want an paracetamol?
Yeah,
and I've got your injection. Do you want a paracetamol?
Can I ask you something? They did a scan and realized my finger was broken.
Okay, come in. I'm coming in.
Okay. You know, they didn't believe me. My finger was broken. The results come back, it's broken. Hello. And like, oh, we'll see if we can kind of get you a passport.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's okay. You should have got the. I'll get rid of these. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, they said they would get a like a cast for the broken finger. I was wondering when they were going to, or if they remembered, because sometimes they forget.
I think they probably forget when they said that yesterday.
Yeah, the day before, yeah. It still really hurts. I don't know if they remember.
Probably didn't happen. Let me document it.
Thank you.
And see if or ignore anything. Okay?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, because I think some of the nurses are wondering what's actually like wrong.
Yeah, because it wasn't handover. It wasn't handover to me. So when she asked me, I'm like, what? It's something.
Yeah. No, they came back. He said yes, it really is broken, and that he order. Yeah, and
okay. Let me have a look and I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Is the clarity that I'm trying to manifest happening? Police, fake, weird ass officers once literally confessed and said to me, no, I don't want you to be comfortable. The ones that helped falsely evict me from Leah Bridge Road. They literally told them and said they would take me to a police station. I mean, I've literally been fully kidnapped by somebody wearing a police uniform. So no cops, nothing, because I'm not actually under arrest. I called them about a false eviction, given only 12 days notice based on a made-up report from a few residents that I didn't want to fuck. That's literally all that happened. These 4 guys in the closet, or 5 guys in the closet, made a move on me. And because I said no, I'm them embarrassed. They challenged me, and then I have to fuck them up. And then they run like little bitch boys to the housing associations. Dalano threatened me. That's what's been happening. And yes, sometimes I pull out a knife and I threaten to rip their throats out because it's legal when somebody wants to fuck you and you say no and they still go. I kill. Are we clear? And I'm never gonna stop. I said I'm gonna fucking kill you. I don't give a fuck about your toxic masculinity and your goddamn ego. When I say no and you say anything else, I just slit your neck. That's your risk assessment. Okay? That's all that's been happening in my life. I became spiritual, and I became hot, and I became relevant. I think not. Go back to when you never see me. And I'm gonna stay the way I always saw myself. Oh, I understood. I said I'm not here for your fucking spotlight. Nor do I give a shit about the attention I've been getting lately. You never want me to eat at your fucking table in the beginning, and I shall not eat at it now. I said, I'm a nerd. I'm not popular. I'm not Are we understood? There's two types of people in the world. Bella and Jessica. You either want to be with them or you want to be with them. And then there's just an extra. That is why I am neither here nor there for any of this shit. Turning immortal and living for longer than any unnecessary time on this thing is the biggest joke. Do you understand each other? I'm sick of the police not believing me. I'm sick of them lying and saying, tell them straight. I don't care if you believe me or not, I'm gonna kill people. And now you know why? And I'm gonna enjoy it more than making spiritual artisan videos on the internet. Okay? I have forsaken being a spiritual teacher for being a serial killer. It is much more fun. Do we understand each other? I don't give a fuck what I said on the internet. I don't give a fuck what I say in real life. I don't give a fuck what I wrote down, and I don't give a fuck what I've been doing. I don't give a fuck if I told you I was a Christian. I don't give a fuck if I told you I was this or I was that. I said I'm a serial killer. And I'm too smart, too innocent, and too right for anybody to do anything about it. Oh, I'm too powerful. Even if I was wrong, you'd still all be well doomed. Do we understand each other? So, every police officer that's ever wrongly arrested me, I'm literally gonna kill you. And Sophie that works at Estia, I'm gonna kill you too. You don't just spread rumors about me like I'm some dumb little nigga. This is not Nazi world or Nazi country. This is not the rich get richer and the poor get poor. No, this is just witches that are powerful and spirits that protect and kill. I don't give a fuck about your mental health diagnosis. He has hallucinated. I have no fucking hallucinations, bitch. The only thing I have is the joy that you're gonna get skin out and your head cracked open and your blood on the floor. Because you watch too much Final Destination. And you understand how the spirits kill people with probability manipulation magic. What are the chances that anything that could go wrong and you just die? So, one more time, for people who want to know my history. I took a knife to my father's neck. And I slit him up quite a few times. Blood was everywhere, but I was very happy. This time, you get crucified. Have you understood? I said I've been there 2 or 3 times. He really did have the red lip. Classic thing that I like. Are we understanding each other? So then he called the police. And when the police kind of realized what actually happened, They just lied. Said I was homeless again. Said I was just a random black guy. The case should have been tried as a domestic abuse case or domestic altercation. Instead, it was black on black crime. Just man knifed by other man in Stockholm. This happened at 53 Burrell House, SW99JH. The house that I'm still registered at. That's still mine. But that which Agnes Atumi, who works at Hyde Housing Association, falsely lied and had us fake evicted by paying off some community workers to pretend like they're police officers or pretend like they're on-duty police officers and lied to the police. I mean, the list goes on and on. Same thing with my mother. I confronted both my parents about being in a cult, about being with them, and they gave me attitude, so I clapped them in the face. They actually said yes. I caught them doing a literal cursing. I caught them the things. Like if you come into the room and send me with a picture of you on a couple pins, and I'm like, and you're like, Dalano? And I'm like, oops. Do we understand each other? They literally admitted I was trying to do it in front of my face. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You think I'm a bitch to you? No, I'm not. I almost killed David. And I almost killed Lorna. Don't talk to me like that. They tried to deny years of abuse, hitting me and stuff like that. I was like, why are you denying it? I was like, mother, we're watching the show. She don't talk about, I don't know how parents hit their children, you know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how parents hit their children? What the fuck? What about the years of whoopings and beating and stuff that I get? You never got hit as a child. Excuse me? Yeah, I did. You hit me all the time. Actually, you fully already apologized for it. She even once told me, I'm sorry. You were a good child. I was having problems in my marriage and I took it out on my children. Those are words that my mother said to me before, and I said, yeah, it's okay, I forgive you from before. That's how petty both of them can be. Them upset, say I forgive them, and I move on. So let me tell you something. No. This kill, I'm looking to kill the both. And I already done one. Watch your shit with me, officers. So you actually did my job for me. Okay? None of you not smart. That's why I feel safe. This is a planet of fucking idiots. Do we understand each other? You think you can make me feel guilty? You can make me feel bad? I'm like, no. Actually, it's the other way around. I already feel guilty and I already feel bad because I'm killing you. And you think we're getting to know each other? Okay? I'm trying to tell my enemies they don't have any leverage against me. None of you are strong enough to dominate me physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. And when you try to do it physically, you are such a bitch. Look at when people try to come for me. Even Jordan was trying to come for me like this. And I'm like, Jordan, I am literally like fucking Stick or Master fucking motherfucking the rap. Like, I'm like, bro, Even in my weakest state, I'm still the strongest person on this planet. You are all gonna have to deal with it. And it don't have to be some special story about prophecy or how I'm Christ or anybody special. I'm just a person that figured it out. Okay? I said I figured the motherfucking something out. I literally figured out law of attraction myself. I didn't call it that. I don't know, I just figured out that probabilities could be manipulated with your mind. That's how I put it. So you have your, that's just how, it's like I went, wait, but what are the chances that, seriously, because we discuss that all the time. What are the chances? What governs such and such and such? And I figured something out, and I know how to bend reality with my mind. Do you understand? You have nothing on me, and you have nothing for me. There's nothing you can threaten me with anymore. You used to threaten me with homelessness and threaten me with all these different things, and no, you can't. You have to put a very specific set of circumstances for that to be the case. No. Let's eat chicken soup. You hear that? No, forget. How can you forget? Say, okay. I'm still shitting liquid. I checked the internet. It literally says 16 days. And this is something worse than the average diarrhea bug. He said it's on top of an E. coli infection and literally like 3 or 4 other strains of different infections, he said. Do we understand each other? See how stupid you guys are? You literally put billions of dollars into setting me up so I get arrested. Only because you forget I'm smart. Think you can control me and shit like that when I'm in the interview. The police trying to make suggestion, even trying to get me to change which weapon I use. Like, say use this knife. And I'm like, you think that you are a fucking vampire on TV and you can just tell me what to do and I'll do it? I'm not that afraid. Nor am I that submissive. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, imagine an officer just came up to you and just said, don't say anything, I just want you to go to prison. Say you did this crime. And say you said to them, like, or else what? They were like, well, or else nothing. I'm not really, there's nothing I can really do to make you do it. I'm just telling you to do it. That's basically what they were like acting like. Like, you're kind of like, so if I don't listen to you and I say what I want, nothing happens? So why the fuck would I do it? You understand each other? So they're talking to me about the weed that I smoke. Right, they think they can blackmail me into shit. Let me tell you something. I'm self-medicated. I'm self-treating myself. I don't know how anybody never think about that. We give you the munchies, right? We can only eat. Why don't you use it as a treatment for people with loss of appetite? They're literally looking at me terrified because I'm losing weight because I literally lost my appetite. I'm like, bro, water is disgusting to me. Nothing is going down. Okay? But yet still, they know I have weed and they know I'm smoking it and they know why. And every time I do it, they're still acting weird. Trying to use their telepathy and their extrasensory awareness to fake. Oh, I can smell somebody smoking. I'm like, there's no smell, you lying bitch. But you know I smoke. They're literally terrified. They're like, he's not eating, he's not eating. As soon as I smoke, then it's like these people, they just switch and they get jealous and they lose the point. Oh, look at him having a party there. It's like, I could not smoke him and then go back to not eating. It's almost like you don't eat it. When it wear off, I lose my appetite again, which means I start throwing up again. The marijuana is literally helping you keep things down. Stop doing that. I told you I'm not ashamed to talk about stuff. So I have alcohol in here, I'm motherfucking weed, and I'm using it to treat myself. Because doctors, not to forget, are present. Do we understand each other? So stop threatening to put me in prison. Stop. Like, this stuff that they will do. Subliminal things. Like, all of a sudden, all these fucking security guards, like, on the floor, talk about, you smell bad? They're fucking with me. And I'm not having it because we're not friends. We're not that close. Like, I don't want to joke with you. Do we understand each other? So, when I asked my mother, didn't you grow up beating me? No, I fucking boxed her in the face. You understand? I was like, excuse me? Did I grow up getting hit? No. Excuse me, did I go? I was like, okay, yes. I was like, alright. I don't have time for your narcissism, mommy. Some of you guys need to understand that they can use physical violence to get somebody to admit something. So, let us think of or husbands who like to cheat and say, well, I'm going to deny it to the grave. Not if I have a baseball bat. Okay? I will clap you in your head until you admit the truth. Alright? You don't have to be a narcissist to be dangerous. You can just be a violent person. Do we understand each other? But you think I'm hiding shit and make all and his parents move away and this so David is dead. David Robert Nelson, David R. Nelson. But that's the guy that used to be my father. Fucking dead. Like, you know, being a needle in the chest dead. Needle in the chest, gonna wind up dead. Oh, this is my hair, by the way. From when I had to use the hair as binding, as well as these thorns, these rose thorns that represent. Okay. Oh, and I don't think you realize that the red is the blood of the person. So I just use red paint and I put it all over this. So this is a black t-shirt with some white hearts on it. So that represents the fact that I'm asking heavens to help me, and I really don't really care. You know, and since I am the most powerful being in the universe, and everybody knows that, my hair is the most powerful binding. So I've used my hair on this wooden one, and it just has like different pins and stuff in there. Inside also is sewn in some chicken bones to represent that I want their skeletons. I want it, that kind of stuff with some of my blood. So in here is bones, blood, and their ashes. And this is what I'm manifesting. So I found out how to kill with manifesting. It's not called killing, right? Say you want, you think about a thing, it appears. So if you think about somebody's blood, their blood appears. Do you see? So I just think about their blood. I'm not trying to kill anybody. I'm just attracting the person's blood. Person don't. And so the more I think about your blood, the more of your blood I give, and that's why as soon as I start to do that, the person starts to bleed because they're not they think about money and bitches and hoes, or they think about like taking me down, you know, all sorts of stuff, and not thinking about their blood. But I do. I think about your blood, and I really like your blood. And I focus on your blood here. So it's between blood and ashes. Sometimes I think about the ashes. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I want the ashes of the person here. So if I think about the ashes and the ashes are pouring, see, that's how I think about it. Or I just think, oh, I just want to go to their funeral. I'm just attracting a funeral party, right? Like, I'm not saying they have to die. I'm just saying I want a funeral. Like, okay, well, oh, do they have to die for me to have a funeral? Well, if that's the case, then okay. But it's a funeral. We're focusing on funeral. It's not just funeral. It's the Indian chapel that I use for it. Okay? Oops. So, try to remember that when you mess with me, okay? And remember that I'm taunting you to mess with me. So this video is not to get you to stop. It's to get you to keep going because I want the legend to spread. See, I want to defeat large waves of enemies. I want it to be 300 and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So the only way for you to learn Narcissus is to take the bait. I said you're not the most powerful person on this type. And I hunt you. Yes? Not the other way around. You don't come after me. I am hunting you. And I'm strong enough. I am. Yeah, because this is your inner world. Right? And this is how many pins and needles I have in it. Yes, this is your inner world. Like globe death curse. Sorry, globe death enchantment. Voodoo doll enchantment. Look at that. Look at me. You may think you see who I really am. But you always knew me every day. I never play any parts. Now you see, I don't wear no mask. I don't fool no world. I can just be who I am. Who is this guy you see? Staring straight back at me. When will my reflection show who I am inside? Inside. When will my reflection show who I am inside? Okay, now back to the confessions. Do we understand each other? So stop your bullshit about you're protecting some innocent people. No, you're not. You're being puppets, and I'm using you to kill them. Do we understand each other? As far as I'm concerned, literally have one parent. It's just my father. So I don't really know which people on this planet they keep trying to use against me. I'm like, I have literally just one other family member. Say, tell me. I am the son of the devil. I am not the son of God, or anything to do with Nazareth, or any of that. I said I'm just a demon, the devil. I'm just Dalano Merlin. I'm just Merlin Morningstar, sorry. Do we understand each other? I don't want people. My friends didn't cut me off, I cut them off. So when I go to the police and they're like, you don't have any friends you can stay with? I'm like, no, I don't want to stay with my friends. And I don't have any friends I can stay with. Do you understand? I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll rough sleep. Like, I'll do whatever until housing gets sorted out. Do you understand each other? It doesn't matter about the stuff with Jordan. That did happen. She did beat him even though he already broke his leg. It's like, okay, I get it, but he did break his leg, so that's kind of enough punishment. And she still beats him when he was literally with a broken leg. Like, I'm like, are you okay, woman? Okay? So you can stop acting like it's just me. She literally fucked up the both of us. All the time and have the audacity to take it back. Some talk about, like, you know what I mean? Well, no, what do you mean no? I literally went to my therapist. I've been talking about healing from parental abuse for years in my spiritual life coaching practice. Everybody knows I'm recovering from trauma. You're gonna talk about somewhere, what the fuck have I been healing about? In sessions with people this whole entire time. You're gonna deny that things happen? Excuse me? We grew up in Jamaica, you stupid bitch. Are you brain dead? In the 90s. People are gonna tell me that you believe that I grew up in Jamaica in the 90s and I never got beaten. I said my parents used to whoop the fucking shit out of me. I will literally kill them on the spot. Do you understand? And because it's true, I don't give a fuck how you punish. Oh no, I don't give. They say I'm beyond punishment. I don't give a fuck how you respond to it anymore. Do you understand? And they didn't stop. They just became more psychologically, emotionally abusive as they got older, as time went on. They refused to acknowledge my job was going on. They refused to acknowledge I was blowing up on the internet. They refused to acknowledge I was traveling the world. Like when I literally moved out and was living elsewhere, they refused. They will tell people, oh, he's traveling. It's like he's not traveling. He literally moved out. Stuff like that, like literally in denial. Oh, I'm traveling. He's not traveling. He moved out. Like he's a big grown ass man. We'd have those conversations. I used to live in Peckham. My mother would come over once, and in front of people was trying to like mother me. You know, like that thing where we're having a discussion, or disagreement, I should say. And then she goes, well, I'm done talking, or this is over. I was like, excuse me, shut the fuck up. You're not done talking till we done talk. You're not my mother anymore. You don't get to be wrong and then make me do stuff. I don't think you guys get it. I am not a hypocritical spiritual teacher. I said I grew out of the trauma from my parents and started talking to them like they need to watch their motherfucking mouth. I learned the strength to say what I want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I really learned to be brave. So yeah, I don't have no fucking mommy and daddy issues like can't stand up to mommy, can't stand up to daddy. No, I'll tell you, excuse me. You do not say things like that anymore. It is not your rules or your house or your rules and then stupid shit like this. That's what I said to my father. But I'm going to try and now he's dead. And I still owe him a beating. So if I was him, I'd watch out. Because no matter what I do, he will get hit by a bus. You know, David got COVID. And it was horrible. He was in the hospital on life support and it was terrible. He will get hit by a bus. And they know it's my magic. But go and spread rumor and tell people, say, oh, it's just an accident and this don't count and it's the devil. And then he will push past so much different things I put in the way. I said, stand down. Now let me tell you something. I'm not gonna be ashamed. I said I whoop my father's ass and he's like 6'4". I'm big and thick and muscular. I trained and I got stronger than him and I whoop his fucking ass. And him still think that it's like domination game? A game? Dude, you're dead. I went to his funeral. The nigga is dead. Dead. That's what you get for working with police and trying to make fake report and all that bullshit. Die. You and the officers. There is literal evidence. We went to court and there's evidence that my dad was working with the police to set me up. Literal evidence. It's, yeah, you have to, if you're in the police force, you have to listen to the tapes. But the judge, I literally told the judge what weapon I used to slice his neck open. And I told him where the weapon was. And what happened was that weapon didn't look menacing enough. They wanted to get, I mean, I did come at him with the kitchen knife too, but that was after the other one that displaced in the fight. And because David is such a pussy, he don't want anyone to know we had a fight, and he lost. So he'd rather just say, so the police came, the detective tried to make me say it was this, and I'm like, no, this is the knife I was using. This is my affidavit. Yeah, I was doing a ritual, so I know which knife I used, if that makes sense. That's what I'm saying, it's witchcraft, it's very specific. So when you make up these rumors that you think I'm too this or too that to remember, I'm like, no, I do remember. Because I spent a lot of time thinking about it, and I very much enjoyed myself while I was doing what I was doing. So, yes, so they found it and hid the knife. Because the police officer went back with my dad to the crime scene before the officers finished, like I say, and found the knife that I said I used, and then kept it out of the case, and tried to get me to be seen by the psychiatrist and be labeled as mentally ill for making up that big story. So all that happened is I did a spell of revelation. And so the knife that they tried to bury its surface halfway throughout the court case, it's the knife that has his blood on it and that kind of stuff. That proves that that's the knife I used. And that the where it happened, proves. Okay. So, they found it. And they had no choice. Even though I was from being set up by basically everyone. They had no choice because everything is being recorded and it's official. This was in 2000, July, this happened July 3rd? June 3rd, 2019. And I was taken to prison on remand for 6 months waiting for a case. 6 months waiting for to see the judge. 6 months. They lied. Said I was homeless. Said I didn't have anywhere to go and say all kind of bullshit. But and put him in like in you know in skin in safe house and all kind of bullshit. Act like he's a victim. No compensation for none of this. No real apology. Nothing. I show. Then they go. You know, at least I get some kind of glory. Some kind of like, I really did. I mean, that officer really did get fucked up. Like I shamed him. He got shamed good. Like the judge was like, "You're the head detective, and a knife surfaced and you didn't know about it. What do you mean you didn't know about it?" So basically, it's not one of the officers that found it. He was the actual person. He the actual head detective, not just the police. He, the actual detective, found it. And then said he didn't know about it. So him is the one that logged it into the system. As in, like, we literally just caught him point blank. So again, one more time, if I'm so guilty, what's all of this? How give a fuck? Do you understand me? I said I'm trying to make a name for myself. I want you to be scared of me. And I want you to see me as violent forever. Because somebody told me that they're violent towards people that hurt them. I'm like, well, I guess I'm good. I don't have no. But why is it that when I say I'm violent to people that hurt me, you keep wishing I wasn't violent, but you still want to hurt me? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's not Burger King and having it your way. I'm just gonna kill you, okay? That's a much better option. And I can't be talked out of that because the blood is too sweet. And I'm selfish. And I don't care about doing the right thing. And I don't care about doing your thing. Does that make sense? So stop trying to think of a way to like outsmart me. I don't care. I'm just gonna do what I do. And I don't do what I want, I just do. I just do things. I don't do them. I don't explain myself to people. So there's something to understand. I said they're guilty, and I'll whoop their asses, and I will keep whooping their asses, and I don't care how much they pretend. Do we understand each other? And a message to both of them, even if I don't do anything, you're older than me. You're definitely gonna drop dead before I do. So stop acting like you have all the time in the world. You don't. Is that understood? Sometimes you guys act like I'm 70 and they're like 30 odd or something. You actually do, you know. I can talk to your spirit guides and your guardian angels. They tell me what's on your mind. They're like, these people are the most schizophrenic people you'll ever meet in your life. They get deluded into storylines that they wish was true so much they forget that it's not true. Sometimes they will literally act like you're like literally 70 years old because they live life for how they feel. Like, you just feel like you're older and you're gonna like die. Like, I'm like, oh really? And those feelings you have, do they usually come true? That's the kind of people we're dealing with. So stop talking about how I'm some little boy like crying for mommy and daddy, and I'm like, I am literally the person that moved out and then moved to Germany. So much for being a mama's boy and a father's boy, and I wanted to cut it home with your parents. And then when I wasn't living in Germany, I was like, oh, let's try America. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. But I always dreamed of living in America, and, you know, dreams changed up. No, I'm joking. I'm a spiritual person, I really am. And I'm just kind of like, wow, law of attraction is real. I really can have anything that I want. I'm really gonna spend some time thinking about what I want. How I want to manifest. And now that I know I can get anything, maybe it's time for some new dreams. Or to review dreams and to see if they're still the same. But I do still think I'm coming for California. I would love to terraform it. It used to be, it was colder than I thought. I was like, okay, it's not that warm, relax. It could be a bit warmer. Because I like being near a beach. But, or I might change my mind because I love England and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to decide anything right now because when I do, I influence a lot. If I say I want to live in California, people might go pile up there waiting for me to come. I don't know if that's what I want. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying I don't know. No more of this storyline. There's no drama in my life. There's nothing going on. Okay? I'm not gonna be talking to Strege and people that can be in a, you notice that people in my life, it's like my life needs to be gentrified. I'm attracting too many roadman mentality and you know, like, Matty boy, for dead. It's just too much of those people. I'm like, stop talking to me like this. Since when was I lower class now? No, I like my middle class status actually. Do we understand each other? So after all that, class is real, but it's a self-choice. Oh, it's not like I'm up here saying you're low and you actually like are low. Jesus. Wow. I'm just gonna plate out this smoked paprika chicken in yellow parsley sauce, golden parsley sauce. Ooh, okay, parsley. Okay, I've done the coriander rice, possibly even basil rice, but should make it a little well. But parsley rice, that's interesting. Paprika sauce. Ooh, paprika. You know, are the police officers that usually stalk me. Like for example, one time I was really high and drunk and really worried, basically, and I was sort of like, it's called pacing when you walk back and forth when you're thinking. So I was on the phone to the police and I was pacing back and forth. And for some reason they associate that with mental illness. It's so stupid. So, you know, the next time I call, they're gonna like, I'm talking to this stupid bitch, and she literally says to me like, I don't, like, she's making fun of me. She's like, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you get up and walk around back and forth for a bit? I actually did that, you know, and I'm like, you think I know what you're doing? I did that once. You're so stupid. I literally once did it. And it was last year. No, once is negligible. I'm 32 years old. Doing, like, it's like, so does you usually get drunk and go out? I'm like, no. So, even if I did it, like, every Friday for 5 months or something, in the span of my whole entire lifetime, like, not like he just did it, so we don't know if it's a pattern or not. So just say, like, oh, 3 years ago once, I did go out every night. And you're like, why? Because some friends were in town and it literally had these events every night, so I kind of had to go. It's stuff like that. You're so stupid. And you'll try to like hold on to aspects of things that you've seen me go through, to what you wish was my personality. So I don't go clubbing. Right? People ask, do you go clubbing? I'm like, literally, like, when I get an invite. Like, what do you mean, like a regular person? Like, so say I'm at, do you go to, like, so let's talk about gay, like, pretend I was straight. I'm like, no, I just have a few gay friends. Every now and again we go, because I don't know, that's literally life. Like, I don't go, but, like, I don't not go. Like, I'm not trying to make, like, I'm not a part of the LGBTQ community. Like, I'm not trying to make a big statement, but I'm literally just like, I just don't go. So, what do you mean? I'm like, say I'm at work, and a few friends are going out. They're like, oh, you want to come? So I'll go. Say, I did something, at, like or people from church. Like, sometimes I'm like, people at my church go, they just go, they find a club night. I know, it's like, not revolutionary. Tons of people do that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? So I went for a well, and then I just kind of like, ooh, I just realized that this is my literal sigil for death. I know it seems over the top, but that's not like a crest and then a dot in the middle. Like a crescent in the middle of that in the middle. You know, in blood. Look at that. Nice. I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, you know, I'll get an invite. I'll go. People are like, oh, you know, I run into someone. Sometimes it's girls. I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's not even guys. At my job, Yasmin and like you know, and it should be somewhere. Yeah, here we are. But you can see how I was just. You can see how I was. How I was. Oh, wait, how I. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Whoa, the image is like revert. Page 1. Is this? Okay. Wait, this is weird. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, everything I said was true. Which is why I thought my mom's on the cover. Because she also did gesture to me that she's being recorded. You know what I mean? But also that could be manipulation. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't really get how someone could be blackmailing you, because I'm very powerful and you know that. So I don't really get, like, wow, they're threatening life, like how? This is like after I cast the corona curse, like literally, like everybody know what I'm capable of. I didn't really get what she was like, kind of, you know, kind of like, what's going on? Yeah. So in the report, my mother basically confessed to being the abuser because the report claims that I struck her in the face because she was a witch and I was a Christian and I mean just, when I say it like this, it's like people wanna this is what the report said, you guys. So you don't get to. That's how I told the police. So if you're wondering, like, you got arrested for this and investigated, yes. But this is what people don't know. I did not get arrested. They were supposed to talk to me, and you know what they do? They lie and say we don't have a number for him or we don't have an email for him. So oops, we're gonna have to arrest him. That's what they do. Still useless. Because as soon as I get to the court, they literally go, well, it's you, we actually know you. And I'm like, that's what I'm trying to say. You damn well have a number for me and know exactly where I live. You didn't need to do this. And they will literally confirm that I was not scheduled to be arrested. I'm just doing it because I think it will embarrass me. I'm like, no, it won't. It's gonna embarrass you. Okay. So the report, these reports, by the way, are always written because only when you're on paper it sounds like it could make sense. I don't know why they keep. Do you know what I mean? Think about it. If you're gonna fake and it's gonna sound so dumb, you don't want to say it. Then it's like eventually someone's gonna realize that it's stupid. Everything's not gonna be on paper forever. And the officer that did this was called VCN9. AANANG. Literally lying. Both my parents testified. So, explain. Where was I? I want to talk about. Alright, I didn't get arrested for assaulting my mother. The report literally put in its own reasoning and motive to why it said this. So, when you're charging me, when you're bringing that up, you have to read the full report. So people can try to blackmail me, act like, oh, I'm like, no, I want everybody to know. Better you know I get arrested for GBH and attempted murder and that kind of stuff than like you find you think so you can fuck with me. So one more time, I called the police about these two boys that followed me in Clapham. I'm gonna start walking with a knife and slit in your neck. Okay? I don't know, who told you say I want to fight with bare fist? No. I'm gonna bring a knife, so come and I'll practice. Okay? As long as I'm not dead, I'm gonna keep coming for you. So, say I bring my knife and I'm, overexcited and I got a bit ahead of myself. So what? I'm gonna heal, practice to get better, and then come for you. Okay? You don't threaten me, people. I threaten you. And I threaten to kill you. You understand? I'm sick of you holding shit over my head. I say I'm not afraid to talk about it. About people gathering around Auntie Joe and remember the report said I bust up my face? Yeah, I did. I said I'm a grown ass man now. Stop hitting me. You don't get an opinion on my life anymore. Shut the fuck up. You don't talk to people about me. Shut the fuck up. Still trying to assert dominance in public. Just come back. I was like, we're not over. You're in my house. No, actually, don't worry. I'm not one of those people where you're in my place now, so I have the power. No, that I actually did go back. That's when I was moving out, and I actually went over to the old apartment in Tulsa to pick something up. So I don't want to be weak. No, what you think? Say, oh well, all we have to do is just catch him when he's nothing in place, and then I'm like, yeah, no. And Niasha was there. There's somebody who actually know the exact story I'm talking about. They're like, that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what your mother did too. We were talking about a topic, me and Niasha, and she couldn't figure out. She was wrong because both of them forget say I went to music school. You guys, it was something so stupid. Like she was trying to work out if the treble clef represent bass or something, and I was like, no, that's the treble clef. It represents the higher part. Like it was just some easy question, and she was like, no, that's. And I'm like, look, bro, that it is the treble clef. Like because I've drawn it a million. It was something like that. And you know those people who like to argue and pretend like nothing can be proven. And I'm like, you literally say Google it. And oh no, you can't use the internet. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was some literal thing like that. And then my mother, as always, tried to side with the person. Like in front of me to humiliate. You should listen to your friend, maybe they're right. Like just stuff like that. I'm like, what? I said I went to music school and then I went, you don't need to get involved in this. This is how it ends. I said, stop talking. We are having a discussion. You don't need to get involved and do that thing you do. And then that's when she was like, well, I am. And I was like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. No, I didn't actually say shut the fuck up. But the energy was like that. I explicitly said, you don't decide when we are done talking anymore. I'm an adult. And you wouldn't say that to any other adult in the middle of the day. Just, well, we're done talking. And then I'm like, so you're not doing that to me. I said I'm an adult now. And literally, yes, I put her in her place. She was like, I'm sorry, son. I was like, you don't need to call me son. Just apologize. This is not about you as my mother. This is about you as a person. Okay? What you're doing is illegal, whether you're my mother or not. That's the relationship that I have. So when people see me living free in the world and you think, say, oh, yeah. Oh, and and you think that this is not look like just a glowing phone. Like it's like okay, just for example, when you think that I'm some person that's run away to escape, controlling parents, I was like, no, I dumbed up. And I put my parents in their place, which is they're co-creators of their own realities with their own sources. Well, one is a little dead, and the other one is on the run. So when you see that one was missing, like now you think about that. I confront you about being in a cult. You admit to it. I bust your face up, right? And then you run away forever. That's not what happened. I try and call, get help. I was like, wait, but there's all this unfinished business to take care of. You guys are gonna tell me that you, and what does that have to do with Jordan? Like I kept saying, like you guys need to wake up. Now everybody knows this report. I said the police literally investigated it, and I did tell them. I was like, no. So when this happened, I was arrested for the thing with Lorna Nelson. This was 2021 or 2020. 2020. And I said, I've already been falsely arrested about David. And I literally, in the court case, said, I think both my parents are like in some kind of dark satanic Christian cult. Because they literally keep just fucking like having some next level aggro energy against me. It's like they don't get it, you know. If they never had the excuse of church, they wouldn't feel so liberal to fucking like beat the shit out of them at the time. It's this idea that they are moral because they're Christians, so they're beyond questioning, that give them the space to do this. And the idea that they are straight and therefore in the right eyes of the. Sometimes I'm like, the way that those people try to look at the gay thing, you can't look at it like that. You either look at gay as a sin or that's it. You can't switch between the cultural view of it and the non-cultural view. Like I'm born defective or something. You either have to see it as a psychological disorder and a sin. So that literally you can't say you're straight, that doesn't make any sense. Nor can you say you're gay, that doesn't make any sense. So for example, people used to think I was gay before I kissed a boy or anything. I was like, before I had to like, wait, that doesn't count as gay, and you guys do that too. It's almost like that's why you feel so comfortable to talk about lust. It doesn't matter if you're straight, it's still a sin. But you feel comfortable to talk about it. That's okay. Because you come from a world where you care about the society part. Society sees this sin as okay, so I'm okay with broadcasting this sin. Well, I'm not gonna say I struggle with homosexual desires though, because that's that. And let's be real. Who said you had to say that? That's the thing that some of you guys even you don't get. Who say you have to broadcast your sins? Who say you have to? Who say it's wrong? To be ashamed of some of them and not mind some of them. So long as you remember that is what everybody's doing. So for all you dumb batty boys out there that don't mind looking straight but hate looking gay, I don't mind looking gay, but I hate looking non-killy. Almost like you don't get that some people struggle with different sins. Mine is murder. Do you understand? I love killing and I love death, and anybody that know me know that about me. I sit and I fantasize about how to kill people, and I tell them to their face. People who can see people's thoughts and dreams, clairvoyant or clear whatever. Oops. They catch me, even when I didn't know I was being seen. Do we understand each other? The room looks like smoke packed pre-cum, does it not? Are we done? I said my parents are guilty, and both deserve death. And everything I told you was true. My mother actually did admit to being guilty in the end. She literally sent me a text saying, Dalano and Burden, I am sorry and I hope we will be okay. And I keep telling the police that, and they know because they have all of these numbers on record and they know damn well because they check the phone and they can see the history and they know. Okay? And that was after I clapped her in the face. In fact, she looked at me like she's surprised. She thought I was actually gonna kill her. And I was like, no, mommy. I still mean it. You can be an exception. To a degree. But also, I wouldn't be shocked if something happened. God did put very nasty protection spells on me. Reflection spells on me, sorry. So sometimes when I look at you, it's like, stop hurting me. Stop hurting me. I'm not the same little boy anymore. There's some very powerful reflection spells on me, mommy. You really should shut up. Stop disrupting my molecules. Stop channeling those frequencies. Stop those tones. Stop. Alright, fine. to even call. And I know they're in the cult. I know she's in the cult. Because the cult's obsessed with the fact that I cast the Chronic Curse. Obsessed. And they're obsessed with the fact that it's a punishment for them putting me in prison. I literally watched the outbreak, the report of the outbreak from a prison cell in like late November. And I knew it. And then by what, like March or February, this is the end of 2019, so by March, February 2020, that's when it became to the point where it was locked down. And she tried to get me to mix those dates up. Like no, Corona never happened like when you were in prison. It was the next year. I was like, no, it was the next year, that's when lockdown started, but the actual outbreak itself started. I was like, no, because I remember watching it in prison. I remember being really fucking angry, casting the curse, visualizing the meteorites blowing up the earth, and natural disasters ripping the place apart. And and I remember my joy. And I remember the look on my roommate's face. Because I told him I was doing it too, and I told lots of people I was like, which one I was doing it, and they kind of knew. So now I remember. And even if I didn't remember, then I must have had a vision or a dream. Because man, I have this fucking vivid memory of knowing that the curse was coming, or knowing that it was that. And so the cult has even, that's why they want to spread memories. They want to spread news that the coronavirus is fake and it was made by scientists in a lab and it's just to control you. None of that's real. It's real as fuck. I definitely cast a plague. And it really was coming to kill people. Point blank. And they didn't want people to listen to the government because they were more obsessed about defying me and not making it seem like I was in control than their actual lives. They did their lockdown parties, the rebellion of my regime. Did all this and look what I'm going through with these people. Try to convince me not to kill you all just so you can mess with me some more. And in the end, I just set traps for you. Do we understand each other? I said I can talk to you any way I want. You can't punish me with nothing. And even if you did punish me with something, I can punish you back. Stop telling yourself, say I lost my powers or I hate you back. That's the part that I keep missing. You get it? It's like, yes, I could possibly punish Dalano, but you can get me back. And that is why I'm not going to do it. Or do it, you guys. So I can have a reason to really fuck you up. And each time I fuck you up, I hit you harder and harder until you die the next time. So, fat fuck David, my father, really felt after everything, and I tried to make peace with the both of them. In person, but in my head I was killing them, which is different. I'll be courteous. Like, you know, when I was blowing up the earth, did I go around yelling at people and say, I hate you? I was just like, oh, hey. Hi. Yes. But I was still very furious. So yes, I was killing them in my head. But in person, I'm taking care of them. So I used to live with them in Stratton. Literally last year around May. conversation about wanted kids. Literally, I miss it too. Or someone is supposed to do that, apart from rejoice. I never go and be son of the devil. You see what happened? My parents were like the basic toxic narcissist guy. They thought they were leaving the orphan, and when I literally just went, okay, cool, I can finally be some of the spirits now. It's like they literally went, wait, what the fuck? You had backup family? Yeah, I had backup family waiting. You understand each other? That's see, everybody felt that. They're like, okay, that makes sense. So stop rubbing it in my face that everybody's abandoned me. No, they didn't. I abandoned them. And if that was the case, all the more reason for me to be the chosen one. Since you all are families, you don't mind if I go ahead and snatch God as only Father. Correct? Good. So I win either way. You get it? Either everyone loves me and everything's perfect, or everyone doesn't and everything's still perfect. There's no shadow of turning with me. So, stop telling me how you're sleeping with my dad and you're sleeping with my mom. And only you know secrets about me. Because both my father and my mother's claims have already been investigated by the police. And they knew exactly what I did. Because I say it in the court case, and I say it to the police. I was like, even if I did slap her in the face, that's kind of nothing compared to what she's been doing to me. Plus, she did like admit to literally being in the court as well and hurting me. And it's like, basically, the police is like, well, I guess that's true because she's accusing you of literally being mentally ill for thinking you're a witch. But at the same time, she's saying you think she's a witch, and actually wrote that you think she cast a corona curse. Like, I don't think you guys get it. Like, that's why I said they're jealous. They're obviously obsessed. And your parents know, but your parents know about yours. So everything I say is like when I was, yeah, they're in denial about my spiritual job because I do like tarot for people. Like whatever, it's the spiritual warfare kind of thing. Like they're embarrassed because the Christianity isn't working out for them, and I'm making money off being a witch. It's almost like you don't get it. My job ends the argument. Like people pay me to tell them what the spirits are saying. So it's just do you get it? So you're still stuck in the age where, oh, you talk to spirits, that's weird, he's got mental health. And I'm like, see, anybody that says that doesn't look good anymore now. Because you forget about my job. And then when they try to do this, oh, really? How many views do you get? Or like, I said my job is to read tarot, not to do videos on YouTube. So why don't you just actually reach out to literally clients that I've had before? Or look at my website, or look at my online material, or I don't know. Or why don't you just contact other spiritual teachers I've like worked with? I mean, Teal Swan paid me an official job to do tarot at her wedding. I told you. It doesn't matter if we're on good or positive terms or whatever. She's still a witness. Did you or did you not pay this guy to do tarot at your wedding? Internationally as well. But where's that? Oregon, Utah. No. Do you get what I mean? I stopped talking to Teal. I stopped talking to a great many people. Are we okay? And because they were ashamed and hurt, they blocked me. which it's almost like they're trying to hurt me to get my attention, but it's not. It's just hurt me and made me go, that's why I left you. Did you get what I mean? They are stupid. I was like, stop projecting your psychological profile to people. I said I'm an avoidant attachment. When I get hurt, I run. I'm not anxious attachment. Just stop hurting and expecting me to come to you. Like, you literally need to wake up and realize that this is not how everybody works. Not everybody is a pussy ass person like you, Christians, right? Not everybody is this weepy, wibbling little cry fucking baby that just has to have control and it's just this fucking retard. Like, just not everyone's like that. The more you act like a bitch, the more I want to avoid you. You avoid people because you think you're making a point. I literally just actually don't want to talk to you. So I'm being stalked by people who won't stop deluding themselves into believing that I like it. I said I don't like the fact that you start me everywhere all the time. And since you think I protest too much, I'm just gonna have to kill you. And when you're dead, that's when you get that I don't want your attention. You come from a world where everything is about show. So I can't tell you. I'm literally nothing. Literally nothing. Without you internalizing it into your fake relationship with me. No matter how much as I stay out my business, we don't know each other like that. And I'm man and strong enough to kick you out my life if you put yourself in. Every time I do it. Yeah, you go, this is just humiliation. He doesn't really want to kick me out. They're like, no, it's not humiliation. I'm not you. I don't use humiliation. I just torture people. Like, you know those people? They do the thing, like, you're gonna break up with me to humiliate me. Like you know, stuff like that. And then when they see you move on, they're actually shocked. They're like, oh, I thought we were just on a break. And you're like, what the fuck? You actually broke up with me and stopped talking to me for 2 months. And as soon as I start dating somebody new, that's when you come back around and tell me that you thought it was a joke. Like, are you thick in the brain? How the fuck does that make any sense? That's what you guys are like. I'm not gonna entertain the fucking loser on this. It's almost like you don't get to. You're trying to scare me, like, oh, your mother might be dead. And I'm like, well, yes, that's God's will. The first arrest was wrong. And then after that, people thought, well, you know, dirty ass Michael and Enfield. You think I don't know it's me talking about, oh, and this guy, he has plot armor. So fucking stupid sometimes. No matter how much times you get arrested, he just doesn't do that. And people are just so fake. So you think I've been arrested 15, 20 times and I just have plot, I'm just good at talking. Not that I'm actually innocent. Sometimes it's not even stuff that, exactly, it's not even stuff that I said. It's just them and their lies that literally screw them over. They have to exaggerate and put some story in there, and like it's like saying literally did just go and slap her in the face. No, she can't just go and report me for slapping her in the face because it kind of just seemed too simple and too. So they have to say, oh, he yelled at me and then he kicked me and then he did this and then he did that and then he and so I can't even if I wanted to confess and say, I accept the charge or I plead. How do you plead? I can't plead guilty because they won't change the plea. They have to put some how much stuff in there, and I'm like, okay, I actually didn't do any of that, so I literally can't say yes to this. And then they're too afraid to hear me give the real reason because they're gonna be innocent. So they just sit there wishing I was just this person that would just go guilty. Only for when I actually then go guilty, they're like, shit, what are we actually gonna do? Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Even if I went in there and say, yes, I slapped her in the face, but I still have to tell you why, wouldn't I? And even if I didn't tell you why, exactly, it's like, eventually you realize that my powers are too strong. You're just like, well, I guess, like, exactly. You're like it's almost like, what are you gonna put on the report? Like, I guess he's a violent person now. I guess we should watch out for him. Like, I guess what? And I'm trying to play it forward for you. It gets nowhere. There's no such thing as framing me and setting me up. It's like, okay, you guys. So I say yes to all of these charges. I'm a bad person. How long is the sentence? Is there a death sentence? Can I get that one? You're not a judge, but if you're gonna judge me, you sentence me to another life. Don't wanna hear your sad songs. I don't wanna feel your pain. You don't get how, like, I'm like, literally, what are you guys on about? That's why I keep bragging, you guys. I'm bragging. It's like the police go, yeah, you know, you're gonna get arrested, you're gonna get punished. And I'm like, punished how? Prison is punishment. What are you gonna do? Set me up with somebody else to like, what are you gonna do? Send boys to beat me up? Okay, and then what? Say, like, sometimes, say I could fight back, I'm choosing not to, just to show you that even if you win, you lose. And so you beat me up, and then so on. Say I don't fight back, and then what? And what now? See? It's just done. That's the thing with dread. It's always temporal. Right? Up to the event, and when it passes. So for example, you're afraid of death, right? You can live your whole life terrified of death. But after you die, you're not terrified anymore. You're afraid of your driving test. You're afraid of some big interview coming up. You're afraid of this. You're afraid of that. Like, okay. Up until you either let the fear choke you and you don't go and the opportunity gone and then that's it. Or you're afraid up until you do it and then you're done. Basically, there's no such thing as holding something over you for the rest of your life. I am telling you, as a spiritual intuitive and a psychiatrist, this is facts within me. People who are projecting their hopelessness about them being in the closet about their sexuality onto every other problem. These are the kind of people when they say, it's like Teal made a video the other day, which was really good. And she's talking about when people use this, sometimes this little trigger word, I just want to be accepted for who I am. Sometimes, not all times, sometimes it's literally just dumbass psychopathic narcissists who, they're not talking about them want to be loved for who they are. It's a specific nasty ass personality trait that they goddamn well know nobody like, that they want to be accepted for. So these are like the Andrew Tates of the world, but not really. Who want to say, I want to be violent and it's your problem. I'm not talking. And I wish men could be accepted for who we are. We're naturally violent, and we're naturally cheating, and we're naturally, you know, we have to provide the most offspring, and we're naturally this, and we're naturally that. And you know, it's like, no, we just want somebody to accept that you're manipulative, violent, damn disloyal, yada 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 yada. And you're judging the person for having preferences. people don't believe in monogamy anymore. People don't believe in some kind of like, it's almost like I'm trying to say like, look, even in a world where this or that, that's just, I'm not into that. So, so are you a bottom? You're a top, you're a bottom? And I'm like, oh, let's just say I'm bottom. Because I'm a Christian. Why go big? I always go small. Just because I'm a bottom don't mean I want to be a girl. Don't mean I believe in being endlessly feminine. And does not mean I'm superbly submissive. And it doesn't mean I literally want to bottom all the time. Does that make sense? It's like they think they can trap you. Oh, you're a bottom, right, I'm a top. So this means I'm gonna make me a sandwich. I'm like, that's not what that means. And if you do that to me again, I will make you a sandwich. There's no all or nothing, and there's no trap. There's no. But you said you were. That's also in mind. They're literally autistic. I don't give a fuck what I said. So one more time, be careful when you call me girl, when you call me woman. When I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the mood. They're lying that my diarrhea is cured. So maybe I need to just like give you watery like fucking dribbles so you can feel like it's just natural. 2021, not 2020. Is when what was it, June? People don't know what's happening at different times. June 3rd is when the arrest. And even though the event with my mother happened in April, it waited 2 months after to arrest me for it. And with that one, they lied that we in the same house together and grew up. Oh, and that I was sharing a room with her, they lied about that too. The council was abusing us. We're a family of, and usually it's a 3-bedroom, but this was a 2-bedroom, and I was sharing with my mother because her and my father were separated. So he had his own room. My brother had his own room, and then the living room was converted into a bedroom. And when I came back, they moved to that place when I moved out, and then I temporarily moved back in, saved some money, to then move back out.